All right, party people, this your man Griff here, doing a quick demo on the Groundworks app. This one here is for the interior inspection. As you see, I have this order in progress. When it originally came, it came in the assigned orders, meaning it was assigned specifically to me. And you have orders in progress, meaning I've accepted the order and I'm in the process of doing it. So in this case, for Grab It board, that's when orders just come in and then you just grab it. First come, first serve. New messages is when they send a message directly to you. That's all that is. So here in the orders, this is the test order for Anchorage, Alaska. And one of the things you have to do is select the time. You click that little box there and you put the appointment date and time. In this case, it'll be today. And I'll just put, oops, what time is it now? I'll just put 1 p.m. All right, so 1 p.m. I confirmed the appointment. Boom. So I clicked on that to just take a look at the order. And with this here, you can see the information about the order. And this here just talks about, what you're required to do, street views, all of that, any repairs. Completion date, order history has information on here where you can put personal notes in there. I've used that from time to time, not a whole lot. Then you can click unlock sensitive information. And then it just gives you the person's phone number. So if you need to contact them, you can do that from here. All right. Map allows you to get the GPS to go to them. So we're not going to do that because that's just, all it's going to do is take us to Alaska. You can also click on this little red dot location and then click on the little blue arrow there. And it was calculate the best route. Okay, so there you go. 3 days, 2 hours plus tolls to get to that part of Alaska. All right. Now the PCR form, this is where everything is for what we're going to be doing. Okay. So we start off with the general. In this case, let's just say it's a one unit. 1 story, sometimes it could be a half story. Those are a little odd to do, but there are half-story houses out there, or it could be a 2-story house. The type, is it attached, detached? Basically, this the DET in unit is pretty much like a row house. I think. Not for sure, but y'all can contact them. But I've never came across a time where I needed to use that. So in this case, it would be detached. The status is existing or under construction or proposed. So it's an existing. You can put down the year that it was made, that it was built. You can always look on Zillow to find that out. So in this case, we'll just put down, so we just put down 1985. It doesn't, whatever you're supposed to be, you just put that there. Sometimes I'll fill that out lastly, okay, because I may not have taken time out to get that information up front. Then the occupant, whether it's an owner, somebody's already living in it, whether it's a tenant or whether it's vacant, whichever one it is. So let's just say if it's vacant. Car storage, is it attached, built in? Detached, which some people say attached and built in is the same. I think built in is when it's off the top of my head. I don't forgot what the built in meant, but normally it's attached, but you can have detached or it could be none. Cars that can fit in the garage, you can say 2. And they do have 1.5 size car garages, which is weird. Carports, if there are any. Driveways, there's a driveway. How many cars can fit on the driveway? The surface, concrete. amenities in the place. You can look, if there's a wood stove, is there a fireplace, is there a fence, is there a patio, is there a deck? Let's just say patios. I think patios part that's in the back. Deck, there's no deck. There's an open porch. The porch not screened. There's no pool. There's no other special item. There's no signs of vandalism. You hit next. Foundation. Is it a slab? Just a flat surface? Is it a crawl space where you can see like the crawl space normally have little vent pockets along the side of the house, little square things where people can crawl underneath. So like for my place, it's a slab. If it was a basement, partial basement, all of that. Now, if you had a basement, then you would have these things to fill in for the basement area. You will put in the square footage for the basement area, percentage, all of that. Since I don't deal with basements, I really can't give you any information on that. So I would say you contact Groundworks for them to advise you on how to do that. And the training will help you to do that. Lower sump pump, nope. There's no basement things there. Lower level infestation, there's no infestation of any kind of bugs or stuff. There's no lower level dampness, no lower level settlement. Attic floor. Normally we don't crawl in the attic. I don't think I've ever have. But normally, it's like, is it a finished floor in the attic for you to stand on? Most of the time it's not. Is the attic finished where it's like something that a person can just chill out in? Most of the time, no. Attic heated? Nope. And the access to the attic, either be a stairwell, a scuttle, basically just a hole in the ceiling, or they have drop stairs. Because some places there are, one place I went, there was a stairwell that went to the attic. And then you hit next. And then the electricity is public. Sometimes there may not be any, but most of the time it is. Gas, is it public, private? Most of the time it's either public or none. Water is public. Sanitation, it can be public or a septic tank, and you can talk to them and find out if that's the case. Street, most of the time it's asphalt. Street type, it's a public street. Is there any alleys? No. Heating, it's either forced air, meaning an AC unit that's helping to blow it, or could be hot water stream, which in my area that's not the case. We don't have geothermal, we don't have radiant floor. So for my area, it's forced air. The fuel type, either gas or electric, could be oil or propane. If there's a old-fashioned oil tank in the back, you would know that. So in my case, mine is gas. Cooling, that's central air. Obvious easements or encroachments, that's basically going across other people's property lines. Didn't see any. Then in here for the interior, you're talking about the condition. So the type of floors. So there was hardwood, there was laminate. Because sometimes some houses you have different types. So kitchen might be laminate, living room might be hardwood, wood. Some people have ceramic. Some people may have marble. Then you put down the floor condition. It's either poor, average, or good. If it's poor condition, they're going to want pictures of it. I think, yeah, if you do poor, they will want pictures of it so that you can show why it's poor condition. If it's good, it's good. The walls, most of the time, the walls are made out of drywall. There have been a few houses I went into, old houses from the 1920s that was plaster, because it was a bunch of wooden slates and then they just had plaster over the top of it. Wall condition, let's say the wall condition is good. The trim, basically a lot of times they're talking about that baseboard trim. That is most of the time wood. The trim finish, good. The bathroom, most of the time the bathroom is either vinyl or tile. Very rarely have I seen a hardwood floor. I don't even think I've ever seen a hardwood floor. So it could be vinyl, it could be laminate. I'll just say ceramic tile. The condition of the floor, we go with good. The wainscot. The wainscot is basically this area, just like it goes up halfway around the wall, and it sort of protects the wall against, I guess, scuff marks or things of that nature. But I haven't seen a whole lot of those. But look it up. I can't remember how to explain wainscot, but if you look it up, you'll see what it is. And because I didn't put anything for the wainscot, it doesn't give me the there's no need for me to put down a condition for them. Does the place have a refrigerator? Sometimes some of the vacant places will still have refrigerators and all of that. So there's a refrigerator, there's an oven, there's a dishwasher. Is there disposal in the sink? Is there a microwave out there somewhere? Let's say if it's vacant, there might not be a microwave. They might have already taken out the washer and dryer, and there's no other type of special equipment or household appliance that you can see. Then the foundation a lot of times foundation walls could be made from poured concrete. Sometimes I've seen center block as the foundation walls. Sometimes it's been brick. The wall condition, good. Exterior walls. A lot of times with newer houses, vinyl siding. Exterior wall condition, we roll it good. Roof surface, most of the time it's a 3-tier shingle. I would have to look up to see a picture of architectural shingles, but most of the time it's 3-tier. I mean, I keep saying 3-tier, 3-tabs shingles. The roof condition's good. Now you say, well, let's say you say, well, what would be a bad roof condition? If the tile looks faded. And what I normally do is I look around at the other houses. And if I see that this house, if the roofing shingles, I keep saying tiles, if the roofing shingles look faded, very, very old, they got stains on them, pieces missing, that's not good condition. Okay. The gutter, most of the time that's aluminum. Very rarely have I seen any of these other types. Condition, good. Now a bad condition or poor condition, really, if you got stuff growing out of the gutter. And there have been times where you see stuff growing out of them. They're not connected. They're halfway broken down, all of that. Window type, they could either be vinyl, made out of vinyl, or wood. Sometimes it could be a combination of the two. I go with what's the majority. So the majority is vinyl. Condition is good. The storm sash, how was it? Most of the time, the storm sash is just double pane. It's 2-pane windows on there. Storm sash condition, good. The screens, are there screens on the windows? Sometimes there aren't, but if there are, a lot of times, I'll be honest, they're in the average condition for the screens, because they're so weather beaten a lot of times. Then the property information is a suburban, rural. Suburban is basically if you can assess that there's at least 1,000 houses in a square mile, that's considered suburban. Rural is that there are less than 1,000 houses in a square mile radius. But most of the time it's either going to be suburban or rural. Is there any for sale signs? If there are, you need to take a picture of them. Is there a garage? You need to take a picture. Dwelling under construction? Nope. Is it a gated or private or gated home? No. Do you see repairs needed outside of, just some standard stuff? And a lot of times the repairs needed could be holes in the walls, floors pulled up. And if you say yes, then you need to take pictures of all that, and then you explain, holes in bedroom wall. So you can do that, and then take pictures of it. For as the neighborhood, this is the outside part. Are there high tension wires? That's those big, power lines that go through a neighborhood. Not the regular poles that bring power into your house, but the big ones, the big, 100-foot, 200-foot tall towers, maybe 500 feet, however tall they are. If they're there, you say yes. Are there any vacant homes in the area? Normally, when you drive into the neighborhood, you can see if there's a lot of vacant homes. Is there a landfill area, by? Is there commercial or industrial park nearby or properties? Is there any railroad tracks and railroad highways and things of that nature? Interstate, freeways. Is it like a real busy street? Like some streets around here aren't highways or freeways, but they're just very, very busy main streets. So I'll denote that. Is there an airport nearby? In my area, we got the military air base. So we, have to denote that if we're close to that one. Has there been any improvements or remodeling in the past 5 years? You would put down what they have been. In this case, I would say no. Has anything been done to the kitchen? No. Is there a monthly HOA and all that? You can call, when you call to set up your appointment, you can find out from them if there is. The overall rating, I'll just say above average. Condition rating, I'll go with above average. Is there a master bath? Yes. How many square feet finished above grade? That's just basically the total square foot of the home. I think mine is 2,500. Any general comments that you would have? Nope. Then this here part, add a level. With the add a level, you would say what are the rooms on each level. So let's just say there's a foyer, there's a living room, there's a dining room, there's a kitchen. There's no den, there's no separate family room, there's no recreation room, there's no bedrooms on our first floor, there's a half bath. Is there a laundry room? Yes. Then, okay, so there's no more levels. I go back. Then if there's a second floor, I put the second floor. None of this applies. How many bedrooms? 3, actually 4 bedrooms. And that's it. And then from there, let me see forgot. Use single family home. So single family home, boom. So then now the only thing left to do is the photos. And then the photos, you just take the pictures. As they say, there's a list of photos that you are given, and then you go through and take the photos pretty much in the order that they gave them to you, and that's it. Now, there are times where this thing does not have good internet connection, or you may not have, so you can take the pictures up front, and then you can click on that, and then it'll just go to your gallery, and then you just go ahead on through there and select the pictures that you want out of your gallery. It's that simple. And then you add it in there. So, and then at the end, you go do your sketch. You can do that online. I'll show y'all that later. But that's pretty much it. Hope that wasn't too fast. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.